This video is different than any video I've done on this channel or my other channels. This is a video for awareness. It's not about what I think on something. It's not about what I view. This video is based on statistics and research. This video is about suicide. I'm 19 years old. At the age of 16, I have thought and planned out, well, I guess you could say planned out, how my life would be, how much easier it would be for my family if I wasn't here. How much relief I would get if I wasn't here. And obviously I didn't go through with it. For those of you who know me, you already know this. I'm posting this video because a close friend of mine had just lost her cousin to suicide due to depression. It wasn't one of those, my boyfriend broke up with me, I'm going to go cut my wrist, or I'm going to swallow a bunch of sleeping pills type thing. The statistics on suicide based on depression is 60% of all people who died by suicide suffer from major depression. If one includes alcohol and drugs, people who use drugs that are depressed, it rises to over 75%. Depression affects nearly 10% of Americans aged 18. It covers over 24 million people in 1 year. More Americans suffer from depression over coronary heart disease, cancer, and HIV/AIDS. 15% of the population will suffer from clinical depression at some point during their lifetime. 30% of all clinically depressed patients attempt suicide. Half of them ultimately die by suicide. Depression is among the most treatable psychiatric illnesses. Between 80% and 90% of people with depression respond positively to treatment, and almost all patients gain some relief from their symptoms. But first it has to be recognized. You hear about the 12 steps with alcohol and drug addiction. Admitting that you're depressed or having a doctor or a shrink tell you you are is it's not as easy as saying, oh, I'm addicted to beer or alcohol, you know. It's because it is really a mental thing. My school psychologist told me that, or well, my school shrink or whatever told me I was depressed, and I kind of wanted to go, yeah, well, I kind of already knew that. I mean, when you don't sleep for 2 days straight, every other day not sleeping, you know, not wanting to eat or overeating, feeling like everything was closing in on you, it's kind of a no-brainer that you're depressed. But it can go untreated and unrecognized. This young woman that I mentioned earlier, she changed about 6 months ago, where she stopped going out. She dropped from 150 pounds, and this is a very tall woman. I mean, from 150 pounds down to 130 in a matter of just over 2.5 months from just not eating. She had quit smoking and everything. We thought, well, you know, you quit smoking, you're gonna feel some changes, but she started back smoking. She started trying to find ways to feel anything, even if it was that sensation of not feeling anything, if that makes sense. That, like, that numbing feeling you get when you run your hand across the fence. Started on drugs, and that didn't help her at all, obviously. And by the time it was recognized that she was clinically depressed, it was too late. Don't let it be too late. The signs are easy to recognize if you look hard. I don't say that the signs are hard to recognize, because I guarantee you know at least one person, or have known at least one person, who has either been depressed or showed symptoms of early depression. Like I said, not eating, overeating, not being able to sleep or sleeping too much. Mood swings can be a big part of it. There's many websites that show you what depression looks like, and I'll add the link to a website over here. Recognize it, do something about it. If you're watching this and you think you might be depressed, just go see a doctor, just to be sure. Don't self-medicate. Don't take your life over depression. Don't think, well, everything would be better if I wasn't here. What's the point of it being better if you're not going to be there to enjoy it? It's not an easy way out. Like my youth director told me, it's a permanent way out. And once you're out, there's no getting back in. Every year I find a different verse that means something to me during the time that I'm having trouble or whatever. I find a Bible verse that helps me understand things. and my memory verse, or my life verse, for the past couple of months, because I started to feel that depression sinking on again, was Jeremiah 29:11 through 13.